We've seen the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, baby. Will Spider-Man Brand New Day be better than?
Okay.
It's been a long morning, but also a short morning. It's kind of a...
I mean, it's early for us. We got up at, what, like 6 something?
No, I was up at 4.
Yeah.
And then I was like, do I go back to sleep? Do I just wait for him to wake up? I decided to wait.
What did you think of the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer?
My feelings are positive.
Yes, me too, obviously. Spider-Man.
Okay, your feelings are positive.
Yes.
I've got some stuff I wrote down while you were slaving away on the editing table. Keep making sure that that trailer reaction could come out on time and succinctly. So I've got some stuff for you. Here's the new and official synopsis for Spider-Man Brand New Day. 4 years have passed since the events of No Way Home, and Peter is now an adult living entirely alone, having voluntarily erased himself from the lives and memories of those he loves. Crime fighting in a New York that no longer knows his name, he's devoted himself entirely to protecting his city, a full-time Spider-Man. But as the demands on him intensify, the pressure sparks a surprising physical evolution that threatens his existence, even as a strange new pattern of crimes gives rise to one of the most powerful threats he's ever faced.
Interesting. So... let's go through some positives of the trailer, right? Obviously, the suit's looking good.
Suit looks really good.
Suit looks great.
Yeah.
The comedy's in there.
Yeah, so we said this in our trailer reaction, which you can see on Instagram or TikTok, pretty much anywhere you can find us. I said that, where I don't think there's much comedy in the trailer. There's a couple jokes with Frank Castle.
Which are great.
And then I think that joke at the end is really funny.
Yeah. And then... yeah, I mean, the action looks good. The tank looks good. You said it was a little gray.
I did. I wanted to talk about the grayness. The trailer has some really gray shots. Is that just the general MCU gray? Because kind of all MCU movies are gray. Is it to match the inner turmoil and difficulty in his life right now, i.e. Winter Soldier or Civil War? Or are those scenes taking place during Thunderbolts when the Void took over the city? Because there are some shots in the movie that are like really, really gray. And then there's some shots like the tank chase that it looks pretty good. It looks pretty bright and colorful.
Yeah, just depends on what's happening, I guess.
Yeah.
So I said in the trailer reaction, in Spider-Man Brand New Day, the trailer kind of reveals 3 big things to me, or like themes, right?
Yeah.
Sadness with MJ. Him mutating.
Yes.
And then the tank / villains. So let's go through those.
Yes.
You do not want him to be with MJ.
Never.
Okay. I am not opposed to that.
I know
obviously.
You are.
So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, they make it a big point to
Yes.
be like, hey, No Way Home is still impacting this. Bruce Banner doesn't know him.
Yep.
Ned doesn't know him.
Yep.
MJ doesn't know him.
Yep.
Seeing May's grave, like this is picking up based on the ramifications of No Way Home for sure, which is good. So that was one thing, and then the mutation. You know, I'm sure that's a comic thing that I don't know, and they're adapting some storyline. It's interesting because he met Toby's, which was organic, and now it seems like he might be. Is this a natural thing that's happening to him, or is someone like making this happen to him? You said it was triggered by the stress and the rise of...
Well, usually that's what it is, right? Toby kind of loses his powers in Spider-Man 2 because of the inner turmoil. It's kind of usually the name of the game with Spider-Man. Yeah. So here's the most important question that I have for you regarding the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, and that is, if he is mutating and the webs are becoming natural and they're coming out of his body, are they coming out of his butt, and are they coming out of his penis?
And then we've got the villains. So we got the tank.
You're just moving on from that.
Yes.
All right.
We got the tank. We got Scorpion. We got possession stuff happening.
Yeah.
And we got ninjas.
So, I'm not an expert on Mr. Negative. I don't pretend to be. But Mr. Negative has some kind of mind control powers. I am certain of that. But to my knowledge, it's a touching thing.
Right.
Like he has to touch you. Now, I could be wrong on that. I'm certainly not an expert on Mr. Negative. Do you remember? I know you played the games recently.
I mean, I remember there was mind stuff.
Yeah.
And energy magic stuff.
Yes.
But I can't remember, no.
Because I've now seen the trailer 15 times, because obviously. And now after watching it, because I didn't really pick up on it the first or second time, that's absolutely like a mind control thing.
Yeah.
The old woman in the tank goes to somebody else that goes to somebody else. No question about that. So that's what's going on here. It's just, I don't know if that's Mr. Negative. Frankly, I haven't seen enough people talking about that. What?
Frankly.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not Frank Castle. But frankly, I haven't seen enough people talking about it. Sadie Sink is in this movie. Mm-hmm. She's a redhead. Redhead, big deal in Marvel that they could be introducing in this movie is Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Jean Grey can mind control people.
Why is Jean Grey causing an old granny to drive a tank?
We see a person locked up. Maybe she's frustrated with the government. Maybe there's a big conspiracy with the government. They're locking her up because she's a mutant, and that's the only way she could get out, is she used the tank as a distraction to break out.
That'd be a crazy pull if that's right.
You know, I'm pretty good at predictions. The other day I saw a TikTok, and it was just all my banger predictions, and I've been writing about a lot of shit.
Here's something sad. I don't know if you noticed this.
Oh.
Well, this is in No Way Home too, so I guess it's not that big of a reveal. But it's 4 years later. She's still wearing the necklace.
She's still wearing the necklace, but she doesn't.
She doesn't know why.
Significance.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I have a question about how the forgetting spell from Doctor Strange in No Way Home works. Mm-hmm. When Ned and Zendaya MJ are watching on the TV Spider-Man, and they know about Spider-Man. Are they aware they had a relationship with Spider-Man? Because Spider-Man is mentioned in Multiverse of Madness. So the concept of Spider-Man is not forgotten.
No.
And like Happy says, oh, I knew May Parker through Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right? So do they remember that they had a relationship with Spider-Man?
Like they've interacted with him.
Because they have interacted with Spider-Man.
Right. I mean, Ned definitely has. MJ, she finds out what in Far From Home,
yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess they should remember some Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah,
just not that it's Peter.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting to
explore.
Yeah,
you have experience with giving the keys to a city away to a celebrity.
Yeah.
Is that something only a mayor can bestow?
When I was able to do it, I physically met with the mayor and he gave it to me.
So it's a mayor thing when a mayor gives the keys to the city.
You bringing up Kingpin right now?
Yes.
Ooh. But he wasn't in that news thing. It was some woman.
Is that woman the new mayor?
Instead of him? No.
Yes.
Because Daredevil Born Again comes out friggin' next week. He's still the mayor.
But is he, by the end of season 2, not going to be the mayor anymore? And has Sony spoiled the next major Marvel project? A week before its release. Another thing, why is he getting the keys to the city when Kingpin, if he is still the mayor, fucking hates soups?
Hates vigilantes.
Yes.
Yeah, very anti-vigilante.
Very anti-superhero.
Born Again's gonna be pink! Pink!
And by extension of that, does Spider-Man show up in Daredevil Born Again?
And by extension of that, do you think anyone from Born Again is going to show up and anyone in Brave New Day is going to show up in Born Again? I.e., we find out who Sadie Sink's character in Born Again.
Whoa! Or the Punisher special presentation, which will also come out before July, I believe.
Yeah, speaking of, like, Frank, like, obviously he's in that tank scene. Yeah. But they show him one or two more times in scenes that are not just the tank scene. Yeah. So it seems like he's in it a few times, like, throughout, maybe, which would be great. I'd love that.
He's so good. Any chance to see more John Bernthal, Frank Castle, I'm going to be jumping up and down for.
When they announced that he's in it, it could just be a cameo or, like, one scene, but...
Sure.
It showed him on like some scaffolding, and it was clearly like a different time of day than the tank scene. Yep. So, You know, Bruce Banner might just be, but we're supposed to get Hulk, right? Not just Bruce Banner?
To our knowledge, there is a clip, now that I've seen the trailer a couple of times, there's a moment where where Spider-Man slingshots himself into the van that Frank is driving to kick Frank out. You remember that scene from the trailer? There's another scene in the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer where he's slingshotting himself and he launches differently. And if you slow it down, it does look like he is trying to hold something and then is getting thrown. And the shot immediately after that is him running into one of those water things that are on the top of New York buildings.
Yeah, the trailer is edited to make it look like, oh, he just doesn't know how to use his powers anymore because he's mutating, but it could be because he's fighting something or someone.
That's super strong. Because Frank isn't doing that. Jean Grey is not doing that. Let's get to the cream of the crop, the belle of the ball. We got a lot of new looks at the new Spider-Man Brand New Day suit. We've got him putting on the mask at the top of the building. We've got him falling with the ripples in the suit. Very TASM 2. We get a lot of good shots of the suit in this trailer. How you feeling about it?
It feels great. I mean, it still looks a little CGI, just a little bit.
Sure.
Especially, again, when I compare it to TASM 2, I think TASM 2 just looks a little...
perfect,
yes.
Like, I will always give you that.
I just don't understand why we can't do that anymore.
Mark Webb makes pretty movies, though. Mark Webb might be the secret sauce.
I don't know. But you know, overall, obviously, it's still great. What do you think?
I think it looks great. I am disappointed about something. We did not get a single shot of the eyes moving.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to move.
I don't either, and that upsets me.
It doesn't make any sense.
But he can't engineer it himself?
No. He literally was making it on a sewing machine when we saw him last.
Yeah. But then we see his suit in like a scanning thing later in the
Yeah, that's probably
trailer.
Bruce Banner trying to figure out what's going on with him internally.
Probably.
Not them making a suit.
Probably. I wish, the eyes, there's such great personality that we get in that fucking suit.
I don't even remember what my point was. Oh, mind control. There's mind control in the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. And maybe we've always theorized that with Mr. Negative or some sort of mind control, that's how the Hulk is released.
Yes.
Now we've got mind control confirmed.
In our opinion.
So that's confirmed. So Hulk, you think that's how Hulk's going to happen?
Potentially. And I think if it is a Hulk, I think it's a different color.
And then Hulk kills all the ninjas so that no one knows who Spidey is.
And does Spidey feel bad about him killing all the ninjas?
Yes.
Spidey's got a whole scene about it.
And then Frank comes in and he's like, yeah!
Does Frank kill all the ninjas?
Oh.
So we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Tom Holland hates acting. In a recent interview, he said, I can't wait to have kids and retire. When I have kids, you will never see me again.
Was that a recent interview? I feel like he said that forever ago.
Yeah, he's been saying shit like that for years. He kind of doesn't like being in the public eye, which I don't blame him. You know, he's been in the public eye since he was like 12. So, no beef with Tom Holland. So, my question is this the last Tom Holland Spider-Man movie we get? Is this the beginning of a new trilogy? What's the deal here?
I think we're getting another one.
Another trilogy.
Till he's 90.
I hope, dude.
Yeah.
You know Tom Holland. Like, you know how much I love this guy. I mean...
He's great.
He's so good.
He's got some abs on him, too. He was hot in this trailer.
He looks huge.
They made sure of all the footage they could put in the first trailer, they chose a shirtless one.
Which I don't blame them.
They're smart.
There's a lot of women and men that's their favorite scene in the trailer. Which I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. How do you feel about Zendaya being clearly such a big part of this film? In Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah.
You want them to get back together.
I would be okay with that.
I still don't.
You know my reasoning.
I know you do. You just love the go back on the promise thing. You don't go back on the promise except that...
He said, I'll come find you.
And you feel that that's her decision to make.
Of course, it's her life. She knows him. She knows the risk. She knows he's Spider-Man. She knew all that. And she said, come find me. It's awful to do that to her. Awful. Awful.
I do not love to see her in this trailer as much as she's in this trailer. Obviously.
That's how I feel about that.
I was thinking about it. Other than the big three, of actors that I hate on this podcast very regularly, which is obviously Timothée Chalamet, Awkwafina are the top two. I would say Hayden Christensen is probably third place. Zendaya is probably fourth place. Now, a big part of that is just the enormous amount of jealousy I have for her because she is married to Tom Holland. But, yeah, I don't know how I feel about how big of a role that it looks like Zendaya and Jacob Batalon have in this one. I love them both because I love Tom's Spider-Man trilogy. But, like, I kind of was looking forward to different characters.
We're getting plenty of different characters.
We'll see.
Do you remember watching Daredevil Season 2 and the Punisher gets introduced and you're like, this is so peak? Just imagine going back to that Alex and being like, yo, we're going to get him in the MCU talking to Spider-Man. And then my next question would have immediately been, well, when are we getting Daredevil and Spider-Man?
And I would
because
have told
you know how
2021.
You know how, well, that's Matt Murdock and Spider-Man, not Daredevil.
Oh, sure.
So, like, when are we going to get a Spider-Man Daredevil team up? Because clearly they can cross it now.
Yeah.
Why would they not do that?
Well, I think that is very likely if the ninjas are the hand.
You think Daredevil's going to be in this movie?
If the ninjas are the hand, I would say it's over 90%.
I can't wait to watch Born Again. I feel like Born Again's going to do some stuff.
I hope, man. I'm really excited for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. All the marketing for it has been fucking excellent.
And Season 1 was so good.
I disagree with that statement, but it is a different team than Season 1, so that makes me feel better. So, if that's all we got to say, let's wrap this up with a classic segment from the podcast. We've seen the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, baby. Will Spider-Man Brand New Day be better than
Okay.
Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes.
I think so, too. Mm-hmm. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's a high bar. High bar already. I'm going to say yes. It may not reach the emotional highs of Guardians 3, but Guardians 3 as a movie structurally isn't the best thing in the world. I think it's a bit messy.
Just because I'm me and Spider-Man is someone that I like more than the Guardians, I'll say yes.
Okay. Will Spider-Man Brand New Day be better than Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yes. It already is.
Because you see him swinging a couple of times.
Yeah. He's actually being Spider-Man, yeah.
Shang-Chi, the other destined Daniel Cretton MCU film.
Yeah.
I say so as well. Will Spider-Man Brand New Day be better than Thunderbolts?
Yes. Well, Shang-Chi's better than Thunderbolts, so.
No. Wrong opinion there. I agree that it'll be better than Thunderbolts, but that's because I'm holding this movie to a very high standard. Will Spider-Man Brand New Day be better than Avengers Doomsday?
I never know how to answer these. Yes. Will it be more epic? No.
You think the highs of Doomsday will be much higher?
It has the potential.
I'm going to say no.
Well,
I'm feeling optimistic.
Well, I've always been a little more skeptical of Doomsday.
I'm a little bit of a meat rider for the Russo brothers at this point. And those trailers got me fucking going. I was like...
But one of them didn't. One of them got you the exact opposite.
I know, but like
You seem to just like have short-term memory loss. It's like, ooh.
Shiny thing.
Cyclops is and Sentinels totally forget about Steve Rogers with a baby.
I know. I really don't like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, but I love him. So I'm kind of excited about it.
No. I get it. I'm excited for the movie.
Will Spider-Man Brand New Day be better than the Batman?
Yes.
You're going to upset some people with that. Will Spider-Man Brand New Day be better than Superman 2025?
No.
I feel like I can't even answer that. First of all, I do want to say I think that the Batman is probably going to be better than Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah.
And then Superman, I'd probably also take Superman. I mean, I'd take Superman over the Batman, so I guess that does make sense.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
But I like the Batman a lot.
Yeah,
I like it a lot more than
You did.
I felt when we started the podcast. Overall, what's your biggest positive from the Brand New Day trailer, and what's your biggest negative?
It just feels like a Spider-Man movie.
That's the biggest positive. In a way, do you feel that it feels like a Spider-Man movie in a way that the previous Tom Holland movies haven't?
Far From Home and Homecoming, for sure. But, I just want to see more, because, we don't know what all is going on with the villains.
Yeah.
I mean...
There's a lot of villains.
A lot of villains. You got to be careful with that, as we know.
As we know, TASM 2.
Spider-Man 3. I don't know how to feel about the mutation body stuff. That will just be... I'm interested. And then, we need some good Peter Parker stuff. Like every Spider-Man movie needs that as well. And they seem to be covering that. He's sitting there with his Spider-Man suit in a dirty freaking washing machine, and he's trying to figure out how to handle MJ and Ned and stuff. So I hope that is emotional and shows him being a good person. Someone did call into the podcast one time and was like, I don't think any Spider-Man movie has really captured how good of a person Peter Parker is. And I kind of agree. So I'd love to maybe they explore that even more. Like No Way Home a little bit, because like he's just so determined to save them, but that can also be like, well, you're potentially dooming entire multiverses by not listening to Doctor Strange. People have that argument. So, yeah, I hope this movie just really shows him being a good guy, a good Peter Parker, and a good Spider-Man.
I like that. I like that answer.
Some movies lack one or the other.
It's a good answer. If you had one wish, you have one wish going into Spider-Man Brand New Day, it can be as unrealistic as possible, what would that request be?
It doesn't have to happen this movie, but if it does, that'd be fine. Like, Spider-Man and Daredevil needs to happen.
At some point.
If you want to start teasing it with the Punisher in this movie and then do Daredevil the next movie, or if I guess you want to have Spider-Man and Born Again, but I think it should be a movie.
Yeah.
There's no reason at this point to not put Charlie Cox in the Daredevil suit next to Spider-Man, Tom Holland in that suit. Like... Why would you not? Why would you just have Tom interacting with John as Frank, Especially if there's ninjas. I think that would be mine. That's the first one off the top of the head.
It's a good answer.
I want action scenes at the visual and choreographed level as TASM 2. Which, guess what? Won't happen because TASM 2 is peak. But what's yours?
That's actually a really fair critique. My wish, like, as unrealistic as it is, like, I don't know, I would love there to be a mystery aspect to this movie more than there have been in any other Spider-Man movie ever. I would love for the villain to be Mr. Negative, and Mr. Negative is being hired by Kingpin. Something like that, where it's something we uncover as we go.
What if it's one of those like twist things where like the whole time the villain is this mind control, and they're doing the tank, they're doing these explosions, all this stuff, and Tom is against them the whole time, and then you find out it's Sadie Sink's Jean Grey, and she has a good reason for doing it.
I feel like we've seen that trope plenty of times, but if they handle it well, I think it could be really good. Like, I predicted that that's maybe what's happening. It's interesting. We'll see. Thing I'm most excited about, to be honest, after watching this trailer is, I'm excited for the action. I'm really excited. Like, that scene where he fucking webs the shotgun still shoots him, and then he kicks him out of the van is hilarious. That's awesome.
It's not going to be better than Civil War, Winter Soldier, The Avengers, Guardians 1?
No.
Will it be top 10 in MCU?
Are we
not including TV shows.
Okay. Thank you.
Not including TV shows.
All right. My current MCU top 10 is Avengers Infinity War, Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man No Way Home, Avengers 1, Captain America Winter Soldier, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Guardians 1, Guardians 3, and Avengers Endgame. That's my top 10. I think it'll be better than Avengers Endgame and Guardians 3. I don't think it'll be better than Homecoming, Ragnarok, or Guardians 1. But maybe it will be. I think it's peak. I think best case scenario is Spider-Man Brand New Day is a little less in quality than Winter Soldier, which would put it at my 6th favorite MCU movie.
I have Avengers, Infinity War, Winter Soldier, No Way Home, Guardians, Civil War, Iron Man, Endgame. Then Guardians 3.
We both have Endgame.
And then Age of Ultron.
10.
Yeah, if it's close to that, that'd be great. That's in that range. And I said one of my main wants for Spider-Man Brand New Day was a Spider-Man villain that we have not seen. And normally Spider-Man movies do that. Like every Spider-Man movie so far has had a new villain. Obviously No Way Home brought back a bunch, and TASM 2 had like a goblin in it, but it also had Electro, you know what I mean? But this very clearly is like giving us new stuff. I've wanted a Scorpion for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy. I do want that Scorpion to be in it a solid amount. Like I want a good fight scene with them. And then whatever the mind control thing is. So I am excited that there's new rogues people in this.
Yeah, absolutely. That Scorpion suit looks fucking great.
Yeah. I want to see more of that. I hope it's not just a Rhino TASM 2 thing where it's like...
Yeah, one scene.
Yeah.
And it's barely a scene.
Yeah.
That Rhino scene is barely a scene. It's a great scene.
For Spider-Man.
No, the scene itself with the kid is amazing, but like the fight is barely a scene.
No, it's not a fight.
It's just the...
Which is also...
It's awesome.
Cooler than anything.
I'll give it to you. It's awesome.
It's so awesome. And the kid putting on the mask, that movie is so freaking good.
Stop the TASM 2 glaze.
Never.
How's Matt Gargan get the fucking Scorpion suit? Did he make it? Was it the Tinkerer from Spider-Man Homecoming? Please tell me it was the Tinkerer.
I'm sure it's going to be
from
connected to
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Tony Stark somehow. It's going to be some Stark tech. And he was an employee back in the day. And Tony banged his sister.
All right, well, to Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Spider-Man Brand New Day,
and
baby.
those of you, we really appreciate if you watch this whole thing, if you subscribe. We do have a Patreon where you get an extra episode a week.